Hey, this is Keith Kelfis, and I have a special message for you. I really hope I see you at the 2021 Entrepreneurial Academy live event this November in Novi, Michigan, and get your ticket. There's a little less known reason for small business failure that people don't talk about, and sometimes it can actually be burnout and depression. Because if you're out there 50, 60 hours a week running your business and you start to feel isolated, especially with a year like we've had this last year, it's been crazy, and you don't have anywhere to go except for like social media to talk about the conversations that are going on in your head, and you're just stuck like in an echo chamber. That can get unhealthy quick. You come to a live event like Entrepreneurial Academy and you get around these A players, a place that breeds high performance. It's like an upgrade to your mindset. It validates the thoughts that you have, that you're not crazy, and it presses the reset button on everything. It's a checkup from the neck up. I've been to Brian's events and they're absolutely awesome, and I wouldn't miss it for anything. So I really hope I see you there. I hope you get a ticket and come there, especially if you're feeling isolated in your business. Come out to the event, get your ticket, and don't miss it. I'll see you there.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It's your host, Brian Fullerton here. And we run Brian's Lawn Maintenance on Lawn Care YouTube and also Brian's Lawn Maintenance in real life in Metro Detroit, Michigan. That's my actual lawn and landscape business. But guys, today on this episode, we're going to be doing a guest interview with Zadok Shafer. A lot of you guys know Zadok from Instagram and commenting on YouTube. He is a fan of our YouTube channel and a fan of the show. So Zadok, welcome to the show, brother. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. You're over in Michigan, but where are you at in Michigan?
I am in Wayland, Michigan. That's about 20 to 30 minutes south of Grand Rapids.
So you are on the west coast, the west side of the state, we call it.
Yep.
Absolutely, man. How's the weather been going for you guys? Are you getting the same rain we are, or are you guys lawn soak and wet, or are they drying out, or what's the season looking like for you guys this time of year?
Well, with the areas we mow, we have one route that is, it's by a lake, so there's a lot of marshy areas, so it gets pretty wet. So that's still consistently wet and has some standing water and a lot of saturated lawns. But then we get to our other couple parts of the areas we service, and we have, dry lawns, and it evens itself out. They're green and lush, but they're not flooded.
Sure.
We're having a good balance here.
That's good, man. How's the season been going so far for you guys overall?
We're doing good. The first couple of weeks started out a little shaky, but ever since then, we had a couple of equipment breakdowns, but we're actually really starting to get back into our full swing, and now we're heading into those dog days of summer, but we're going to crush it right through those.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to hear a little bit more from Zadok Shafer's lawn care business, his startup story. He is a little bit younger, as you guys can tell. He is 15 years old. And so many of you guys listening in are old farts like me. We're 35. We're dinosaurs, Zadok. I get it. Be nice to us. We're still in charge of taking you guys to soccer practice. You know what I mean? But I'm just having fun. But we do love having all the younger guys on the show, too, that are 15, 18 years old. You guys are getting your businesses started. I don't look down on anybody at any capacity, whether you're older or younger or anything like that. If you're in the industry and you're making a name for yourself, we respect you, we love you, and we want to see you guys win, grow, succeed. And so today we're going to hear a little bit more of Zadok Shafer's story coming right on up.
We want to thank the lawn and landscape community for making GIE Plus Expo their place to reunite as an industry. Like a family reunion, thousands of dealers, landscape pros, and contractors return annually to network, share ideas, learn best practices, and make new friends. It all starts Wednesday, October 20th with the opening reception and continues into the night with free concerts in downtown Louisville. At the show, you'll have the opportunity to share experiences and brainstorm new approaches to your business challenges with friends and like-minded professionals. You don't want to miss the opening keynote, Secrets of Being an Effective Leader, presented by retired Navy 4-star Admiral James Stavridis. Register now at GIE-expo.com, and we'll see you October 20th through the 22nd in Louisville.
Now, if you haven't registered yet, do so now and get 50% off the registration price with the promo code BRIAN. And of course, I'll have a link for you in the show description.
Do you want to keep the cash flowing this winter? Head over to entrepreneuracademy.com and check out all of Brian Fullerton's new courses and powerful resources to get you cashing in on that white gold through plowing snow. The Snow Plowing Training Course is easy to understand, and you'll learn what it takes to do the job effectively and how to bid, price, and estimate snow plowing for both residential and commercial properties. LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com has 3 new resources to take the hassle and guesswork out of securing your snow removal jobs. Plus, there's eye-catching marketing materials that can help you secure new clients quickly. Ready to crush the snow game this year? Visit LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
So Zadok, let's go back to you, brother. You are 15 years old, and you are an avid fan and follower and watcher of all of our content on YouTube and Instagram. By the way, how did you hear about us first? What content did you discover first? Was it more from YouTube or Instagram or the podcast? Just curious.
It was definitely YouTube. I think I was like probably 10-ish. It was like probably your first videos in 2016. I had my 1 or 2 lawns, and I was hustling and stuff, trying to make a little side hustle. And I think the first video I watched was some of your it might have been your review on the Xmark Laser ZE series. I want to think.
Yeah.
And then it might have been a review on the Metro or the Viking or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a review on one of your mowers.
Okay.
And
that's
it was definitely that.
That's awesome, man. I'm always curious how people like discover the content, because sometimes people follow from YouTube, sometimes people follow from Instagram or podcasts, and I'm trying to get better at figuring out like where do you guys get to listen to from the show, because some guys find us on the podcast and then they realize, oh, he has got a YouTube channel first or as well, and YouTube's kind of our bread and butter, if you will, but the podcast is its own standalone thing now, where so many guys they're mowing lawns all day, they're doing landscaping all day, and they want to learn more, so they come from other podcasts, or they're just searching podcasts in general, and then they go, oh, hey, this guy's got a YouTube channel, or hey, this guy's got a successful Instagram account to share more content, more information out there. So that's really, really cool, man. On this episode, I wanted to spend a few minutes here in your startup story, get your perspective as a young entrepreneur out there. You're 15 years old, so if you have been watching my content since 2016, it's already been 4 or 5 years. So you have been mowing lawns, or at least cutting grass in some way, shape, or form since you were 10, maybe 11 years old. So what was the motivation at that age to start cutting grass, and what did your startup story look like for your business?
Well, it started off, we were coming around home from Bible school on Monday nights, and we were living in a growing neighborhood subdivision area, and we had this one guy who lived in the corner, and he never liked mowing his lawn. He always grew up really tall. And, we had a, older gray push mower. At this time, we lived down about 3/4 to an acre of yard. Mm-hmm. So we had a garden tractor riding mower. But I asked my parents if I could borrow the gray Craftsman 20 or 21-inch push mower that was really old and had some damage to it, so it didn't run very long or didn't run very well. So I think I mowed probably 5-ish times for this guy. And then I was helping my parents clear up some brush areas in the back of the yard, and I hit a stump with the Craftsman push mower, and it kind of, set me downhill, for the mower was starting to break. It only run for about 20-ish minutes. And then so you'd see me running down those sides of the yard, and then I'd get the permission to go use the riding mower to finish up the yard, whatever was left of it. And then I guess I had a little bit extra. I was on pause for a while. He had to hire somebody else to come out, so my business at that point felt like I wasn't going to make it because the mower didn't work. Anyways, I had about, I would say probably $120-ish saved up from that, and, birthday money and all that other stuff. And I was driving to go to football practice, and I found a 22-inch Toro recycler push mower on the side of the road for $80.
Okay.
And I right then and there said, I have to go to football practice, but I'll go get my money right after that, and I'll buy it right then. When I got home, it was almost barely just not dark, and I pushed most of the front yard and stuff just to see how I liked it. And I think that next day I went out and I started mowing that guy's lawn again, and I made a good chunk of change from that, and then it led to another guy, and then I just kind of went from there. And then the next time in the future I got 2 lawns there, and then I was allowed to use the rider because these lawns are upwards to an acre and stuff. So they were a little bit bigger, and they had bigger hills, so I was allowed to use the rider. And I had my little yard cart trailer thing.
Yeah.
So I had the Toro push mower in there, the Cub Cadet trimmer, which was my dad's. And then, so I guess I did start kind of like everyone else does with the battery Black & Decker combo kit. That's what I had originally. originally. And then I had the gas trimmer if the batteries were dead or didn't work anymore because I had 3 lawns I had to do. And by 2019, I had the 2 in my neighborhood, and then one across the street, which is a pole barn, and she owned a big front entrance and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then my neighbor who was moving out hired me for the last 2 months that he lived there to mow it. And then I moved.
Okay.
And then after that, so I think I had, probably 4 or 5-ish lawns there. And then I moved and I had to let all of them go, thinking I was going to start up in my new town, which is kind of in between my other 2 routes, and I have a route in this town.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. I have to where last year, I didn't think I was going to have any business. I had, 2 lawns, and then I grew up a little more, and I got 1 over in Gun Lake, and then I got 5 over in Gun Lake, and then 2 in Wayland. And then I dropped the 1 of them in Wayland because it wasn't good for my walk behind. And then I guess I got them jumping all over the story. Last year, I started off with my Toro mower in the back of a minivan with a trimmer and a backpack mower.
Yeah.
And then I had the Cub Cadet push mower, which was my dad's, and I was allowed to use that because my brother would help me out. So we had the 2 push mowers, the weed whip, the blower, gas can. And a lot of the times we'd have a cleanup in there too. Those odd jobs and stuff. So we'd have a wheelbarrow and stuff loaded up in the minivan.
Yeah. And you were like 12, 13, 14 years old, right? Like you're making all this happen.
Right? Yeah. When I was doing this, I was 14 or 13 on 14 in that area.
Wow.
And then I guess I got a commercial account. It was smaller. It was probably an acre. It was 2 next door neighbors. It was a pizza place and a kitchen remodeling place. And that year I was looking at Marketplace and I found a 1996 Bobcat Ransom's walk behind 36-inch.
Yeah.
And we had a small trailer. It was the cheap Harbor Freight 4x8 trailer.
Okay.
But the wood was very rotted and stuff. As we bought it, we just used it to buy all little things. So we redid the trailer and stuff, repainted it, tried redoing wiring and all that other stuff, wood sides and stuff like that. So I had my nice little setup. I had signage, some signs. My dad had one of his employees make some signs up. He had some stuff at his house. And I had the Toro push mower and the Bobcat. They barely fit in there, but I made it work.
Yeah.
And then come August of 2020, that was my setup, and I got my backpack blower stolen. It was a Husqvarna 150 BT.
Yeah, what happened? What happened with that? Because I saw that you got somebody hooked you up with a new blower. It looks like I remember. I remember seeing that. Yeah. But what happened to your old blower? Any idea?
Yeah, we stopped at a gas station to get some oil for the Toro push mower because it needed oil. So we stopped there and we got that. Came back out. I didn't realize it was missing because I just filled it up. We hopped in the car. We were into the next one in our Wayland area.
Right.
And we ended up realizing I was going to blow up the driveway. And where's the blower? Did it fall off? So we drove back through our whole route, all this other stuff, and we found out that it actually got stolen.
Wow. That stinks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. That's not cool.
Yeah. And at that point in time, I went to get paid from one of the pizza place, and he goes, "Hey, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. If you need to, I can buy it for you now and you can work it off or however." And actually, the next 2 days later, Window World of West Michigan, shout out to them, they actually cash apped this pizza owner $350, said, "Hey, buy this kid in your backpack blower." And then he did it. The pizza owner, Jamie Zitterman, actually did it as well.
Yeah.
And then he went to Family Farm at Home, it was, and they got a Husqvarna 580 BTS.
Yeah. I see that.
Blower.
I see that on Instagram. So it's Window World of West Michigan and Mitten Pizza Family Farm and Home. So shout out to those guys because I remember seeing that come across my feed, and it's really cool when people like chip in or give back or just support you or send something fun. I try to do it all the time. Many times I don't even want any press or publicity. I'm not in it for that. I don't care. I just I can't send everybody a weed whip who has a weed whip get stolen off their rig because unfortunately it happens too much. But sometimes, it does work out that way, and we can hook somebody up. But it's so cool because you were smiling ear to ear when you got that new leaf blower, man. And was it a little bit of an improvement over that 150?
Definitely.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, and by the way, if you guys want to follow along real time, when you listen to the podcast, if you want to check out Zadok's, startup story and all of his equipment evolution, especially if you guys are younger and you guys are into, Instagram and all that all day long, check out Zdubs, Mowing, and more, because he's talking about this Bobcat walk behind. It's a 20 plus year old, walk behind he was talking about, old school with the pistol grips and a really cool, lawnmower. And then he also has his backpack blowers, his first trailer, all these different things. And it's really, really cool to see where you were just a few years ago. And by the way, you're 10, 12, 14 years old, and now you're 15 and just growing like crazy. So it's fun watching the evolution of you and your equipment over the last few years. Let me ask you this: to present day, I see that you maybe still have that X Mark or a Toro push mower, or maybe that's new. And then what's this Simplicity mower? Is that new to you, or is that just a good photo for Instagram?
No, it's new to me. This year, last year at the end of the year, I'm like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I like doing this. There's a lot of money in it. It's a great service. I like doing it. I like when people like my work.
Yeah.
So this year, I was looking. I wanted a 60-inch return fair. That's a little big for what you service. You service for smaller lawns. So in Indiana, we found a Simplicity ZT 4000 with a 24 horsepower engine and a fast vacuum system. Because I'm like, I want to have a bagger. Because I see how Brian does his leaf cleanups. I see all these people do their leaf cleanups, and that's how I like to see how we could do our leaf cleanups. Is just vacuum them up, and that's what we got. The bagger was a bit big for the mower, but it did it like a champ.
Wow, no, that's awesome, man. I see there. It's like this orange and kind of blue and red kind of combo, and you just you give them the good old Instagram thumbs up, because we all don't know what to do with our hands, right? We take a photo, so we do the thumbs up, and it's like the Instagram YouTuber photo pose. But wow, that is an awesome. Yeah. Is that a 60-inch unit, or what size deck?
It's a 44, so
44.
On our 2.5 acre properties and stuff, you go you get your passes in.
Yeah, right. Well, hey, it's still better than a push mower, though, eh, man?
Definitely.
That's awesome, man. So how many accounts do you have now? Are you still taking care of the 2 in the 1 subdivision and then the new client, or what? How many are you up to now?
We are up to, so last year I figured out we were at like 11 lawns total.
Okay.
That was weekly and bi-weekly. Now we are at 30 lawns total. I didn't have time to count out bi-weekly and weekly, but I'm willing to bet 22 of them are weekly.
Wow. Right now,
so a basic guess.
So you're 15 with 32 accounts?
Yeah, we're probably around 32. And I mean, we're getting a call every day for another person. And
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Do you have any buddies helping you out right now, or is it all just you?
I have one employee and then probably 3-ish not part-time, but when I need help or if the guy can't work. But for my mowing guy, I have my friend Declan. Shout out to him. He's on my Instagram quite a bit, commenting and stuff. But yeah, he's my employee right now. He's also my best friend and stuff. He likes it.
Yeah, so you guys are out there making money, doing lawn care, doing landscaping, and I see the stripes that you guys are doing on Instagram. It's really, really cool, man. I'm pumped for you guys. So you're 15. Do you have your own rig yet, like where you can drive around, or how are you guys getting from house to house and transporting everything?
Technically, so I don't have my license yet. I got my learner's permit in I think May.
Okay.
Or a little bit after April, I got my learner's permit, and my mom's, I was still practicing, so I wasn't quite ready to drive with the trailer yet. But actually, beginning of June, I was able to start driving with the trailer.
Oh wow!
And yeah, so I guess that's the other purchase we made is actually with the zero turn. With the trailer we had didn't fit that, so I bought a 6.64 by 12 foot utility trailer, brand new, and then I bought a whole Jungle Gyms rack system.
Wow!
So it's got the fuel cages up front and all that other stuff.
Yeah. So how much is what's the going rate on a 6.5 by 12 or 6.4? Utility trailer, $2,000. I think it was like Yeah, it was about $1,900 out the door after tax and all that. And you bought that all with lawn care money at 14, 15 years old.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I am doing this all debt free as of right now.
Dude, that is so cool. Like, I laugh all the time. Like, you guys know that if you're listening to the show, like half of you guys are doing by age 15 and 18 what I did at 30. I feel like an idiot half the time listening to you guys because you guys are just kicking butt. And I'm like, why did I make it so difficult? How did I make it so difficult? I don't know. I just didn't know what I didn't know. And it's so inspiring to see you young guys out there paying, $2,000 for your first mower. And it might not be, this $13,000 X mark. Okay. Who cares? Like the fact that you guys are buying these used walk behinds, they have 1,000 hours on them, but they cut great. That's all that matters. And you guys are making money. That's all that matters. Like that is so cool out there. I'm so proud of you guys and what you guys got going on, So now how do you, tote the trailer around? Do you guys have a truck or a family vehicle, or what are you guys doing?
We have my mom's charcoal gray 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan.
Yeah,
with a 2-inch drop hitch on it.
That's awesome.
That's what we're using right now. February, I'm planning on getting a truck in about February because I can drive in April.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what I'm going to get yet. Obviously as a kid, I'd like someone who wants to spend a lot of money on a truck. Dream truck would be a Chevy Silverado 2500, but
yeah, it's
probably going to be a F-150 or something. But
oh, come on, like you're settling or something, bud. Come on, Ford life. You know what I mean? So you like your Chevy trucks, though. I can see what's your dream truck? If let's say you turn 20, 25 and you can afford the nicer trucks. What's your dream truck and setup?
My goal by 30 years old is to throw down cash for a brand new Chevy Silverado 2500 custom long bed 4-door with the plow package.
Heck yeah! I think you'll be there by 20 years old. I don't think you'll be there by 30.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, if I had to bet money and I had to bet the farm, I think with how hard you're working and how much you're learning and your commitment right now, I think that you'll get there way quicker than you think. I think you could even be there at 17, 18, 19 years old, and maybe pay cash, maybe not pay cash, but I bet you could put 10, 20 grand down on that $40,000 truck pretty quickly at your age.
Yeah.
And you have everything else obviously paid for by then as you keep reinvesting. But that's really, really exciting, man. Are you guys doing more residential lawn mowing, or do you guys do any landscaping as well? Or what's your story with that?
Yeah, so as of right now, that pizza place did actually close. So,
okay.
And they decided to do the lawn themselves. The new owners did.
Okay.
So right now, our only commercial is a meat broker in Wayland, Michigan. It's a quick little, up the curb, hit 2 swipes of 0 turn and trim the curb.
Sure.
That's our only, kind of commercial. And then we actually have to go out and quote one here in the next couple of days in another part kind of by Door, Michigan, which is about 10-ish minutes away from here.
Okay.
That's I don't know what it is actually. He just told me that the business. Yeah.
Sure. Wow.
It's a business of some sort.
That's awesome. Well, I'm looking through your Instagram as you're talking, and I just see like the equipment was older, it's smaller, and now it's getting bigger, it's getting better, and you just see the progress there. Do you guys do snow as well, or are you just sticking to lawn care for now?
Well, so we did last year. We at the last minute, which was one of the biggest, worst decisions I've ever made, was at last minute, basically December. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm gonna try and get a couple driveways, and then I ended up getting a commercial sidewalk, two buildings to do their sidewalks as a 0 tolerance, which is plenty for me. I still made a decent chunk of change, close to a couple hundred, maybe $1,000 or so. Mm-hmm. And then we also on our snow days or days off with the school and stuff, we walked around with a snowblower and, hit good 100-inch driveways, knocking door to door, taking it out.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, are any of your other buddies like ambitious like you are, or are they busy doing like TikTok dances and living for the weekend? Because I mean, you're 15 and you don't have to do all this right now. But what's the motivation? And are your peers out there doing the same thing, or are you like an anomaly?
No. Well, in the school, I went to Wayland School. For the 3 weeks I went there, I went virtual so I could run the business a little more when I needed to.
Sure.
The few weeks I went there, a lot of kids gave me crap about it. To be quite honest,
yep.
They treated me like, oh, you don't have money because like, why would you go mowing lawns? Your parents just give it to you. So like, I don't want their money. Mm-hmm. It's like I want to earn it, because it all started off with to pay for travel baseball and to pay for summer camp and all this other stuff. Because I mean, like, no, I want to pay for it. I want to have that good time, because I earned it, not because, mom and daddy cut me a check for $300 to go to camp, or $1,000 to play for a baseball team.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you enjoy something more, or that you appreciate it more if you buy it on your own with your own money?
Yeah, definitely. Mommy and daddy could have given me, $4,000 or $5,000. Here's it. Go buy yourself a mower and a trailer and stuff. And, we're proud of you because you tried.
Right.
I wanted to buy that myself. I wanted the satisfaction of, walking in like a 14-year-old kid, 15-year-old kid and saying, I want that 6.5 by 12-foot trailer out there on your lot.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome, man. I'm pumped for you. You got it going on. I in all honesty, if you guys follow on Instagram or YouTube at all, usually one of the first comments on every post is from Zadok. And I always enjoy getting to see him out there and, just living vicariously through so many of you guys out there. Whether you have this, Caleb Allman $1 million hardscaping business, I'm like aspiring to be more like, or you have a smaller company and you're 15, 18 years old, but you're making it happen. And it takes me all the way back to when I was 10, 12, 13 years old and I had my little push mower, my little crappy weed whip. And you're just making the best you can. I mean, I didn't even have a leaf blower. I had a push broom for a couple years and customers would I would say it was $10. They give me $8 and they just tell me to, scattle along. And I would have been like, okay, but you know what? I was trying and Zadok, you're trying, you're doing a really, really good job. I'm really proud of you, man. Where do you see things going over the next couple years? You said you're going to get hopefully a truck next spring and, get some wheels and you can start doing some more properties around town. Where do you want to take the business between now and the end of high school?
Well, I'd like to, next year I'm getting the truck. I'd like to, invest in a multi-force or else the newer, bigger zero turn. The multi-force has definitely caught my eye because the plow and the more versatility.
Sure.
Because I live in the city. We live on a quarter acre, and most is taken up by a house, a bigger driveway, and a pool.
Okay.
And a hot tub and stuff. So we really don't have that much lawn to store stuff. Like I can't get a V plow and drop it on the driveway.
Right.
There's not really that much space for that.
Okay.
So I guess the versatility of less machines and more attachments is kind of appealing to me. That's why I like those multi-forces. And I want to go big with it. One day I want to be able to have 900 accounts and 7 crews.
Wow.
I want to go big. I honestly kind of started with the same start as Corey Ballard, the moped and the push mower.
Heck yeah, man.
So,
I think you could do that. You could take over all of Grand Rapids. That's 20 minutes north of you. You could have a branch in Kalamazoo, Michigan. You could have a branch in Lansing, Michigan, right?
Yeah, I'm probably not going to go up into Grand Rapids. That's kind of Jake Behringer's territory.
Okay.
Don't want to upset him.
Yeah,
but,
that's fair. That's awesome, man. Well, there's a lot of work out there for everybody, and I was going to say there's plenty of other towns and cities to conquer, man. Well, let's button it up right here, man. I actually got to get running here. I got a hard stop at 2:00, but hey, I appreciate you taking time to be on the show. If people want to keep up with you, can they follow along, and where can they follow you on Instagram?
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube-ish. I have one video. Honestly, if you guys are the ones that keep asking me to do my YouTube videos, it really wasn't for me. I see why people like it. I guess at this point, I'm not the kind of guy to walk around with the camera and all that and film.
Yeah.
I just got to get on with the next one. I have like 12 hours to get all these lawns done.
Yep.
Total.
Yep.
2 days out of the week.
You're busy.
2 half days and daylight and stuff like that is burning. So I don't have time really to film around with videos. I'll take as many pictures as I can, but other than that, Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So they can follow on Instagram. If you guys want to, it's the hashtag is, or the hashtag, the at is Zadok or Zdubs _mowing and more, or just type in Zadok, Zadok, Shafer, Shafer, and you guys can give them a follow and, definitely tag them. And if you guys are younger out there, 15, 16 years old, like Zadok's age, shoot them a DM. Say, hey, make friends and, keep each other motivated out there when you guys are trying to get new equipment and new customers. And you guys can always swap stories out there, and if you're 30 listening to the episode, hey, we'll have a 30-year-old guest on for you, on next week's show, right? But on our podcast, we don't have any bias to age. If you're 15 out there making it happen, or 30 or 50, we want to get your story out there because I think you can learn from everybody. And quite honestly, it's the younger guys out there that are hungry, they're motivated, they're excited, and so it kind of charges me up to not be stagnant and to just rest on our laurels, if you will. Always stay hungry for it, So Zadok, thanks for taking time to be on the show, brother. We really really appreciate it. And we'll definitely make sure to share this episode and try to get some people following you and what you get going on. And I'm excited about seeing the progress over the next couple of years with your equipment and also you as a business owner, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, hey, we'll wrap it up right here. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. A quick interview with Zadok Shafer with Zdubs, Mowing, and more. So, guys, we look forward to catching up with more of you guys here on the next episode. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
We want to thank the lawn and landscape community for making GIE Plus Expo their place to reunite as an industry. Like a family reunion, thousands of dealers, landscape pros, and contractors return annually to network, share ideas, learn best practices, and make new friends. It all starts Wednesday, October 20th with the opening reception and continues into the night with free concerts in downtown Louisville. At the show, you'll have the opportunity to share experiences and brainstorm new approaches to your business challenges with friends and like-minded professionals. You don't want to miss the opening keynote, Secrets of Being an Effective Leader, presented by retired Navy 4-star Admiral James Stavridis. Register now at GIE-expo.com, and we'll see you October 20th through the 22nd in Louisville.
Hey everybody, it is Caleb with Almond Landscape. Brittany and I are going to be speaking at Entrepreneur Live event here in Novi, Michigan on November 13th. Our speakers that are with us, and I humble myself with these kind of speakers, Paver Pete, Brian Fullerton, of course, Jeff Joyner, Greg Whitstock, Corey Ballard, and the one and only Keith Kalfas, of course. Fantastic value for the ticket price, for that kind of knowledge, experience. It's nothing but the epitome of value. Plus, as myself, as a guy that likes to eat, they feed you pretty darn well at this thing, too. So we really look forward to seeing you at Entrepreneur Academy. Live event, it's going to be fantastic. Again, November 13th, Novi, Michigan. We will see you folks there.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.